Hello. Hello, how are you doing? Can you hear me? Hi, Mike. Hello. Can you guys hear me? Excellent. I have a light here so you can better see my face when I start drawing on it. Hey, Vicky, glad you can make it. So I guess I'll just start drawing on my face so I can become Constanza for you. This is what I look like in reality, which a lot of people are like, you have no hair. Yes, I have very short hair. When I take off my tagelmust at the end of the game, people are like, your head is so small. So yes, this is my real hair. It's a little bit hard to see, but it does have a cool gradient. Ooh, it's all pinky, purpley, bluey, greeny over here. It's a little bit on the greasy side, but that doesn't really matter, and you will see why later on. So I'll just put my contact lenses in, really. In the meantime, how are you guys doing? How's life? And if there's anything that you want to ask me or talk about, then that is super cool. Hey, Josie. Just saying hi to people. And I'm about to start putting my contact lenses in, and I've already made a gooey mess. First step of Constanza transformation is always putting in the eyes. Oh, I better move my mirror. I have a mirror. It's gonna go right under my camera. There. So now I can't see myself on the screen, so hopefully you can still see me, but I can look in the mirror, which is the most important thing. One yellow eye. Excellent. I will show some basics of tagelmust after I put these eyes in. Contact lenses. I started wearing them. I don't wear them every day. My vision is fine. I have some glasses to correct astigmatism, but that's just for avoiding headaches while I'm driving and stuff. And looking at screens. But I tried them for costume purposes some years ago, and ever since then I felt like, hey, it's an option. Basically, there is a, I'm going to try and hold it up for you here. I've just got a, oh, I can't even see myself. I'm moving the mirror out of the way. I've just got this little case. It's very easy to transport. You just untwist them. You can't really see, but I've got like a fluid in there which the contact lenses float in. So I just take them with me to the field, make sure I have clean hands before I do anything. And it's quite easy. Just clean hands, just pop it on the end of your finger there. I know it takes some people a lot of time to get used to wielding contact lenses and inserting them. I'm lucky in that I don't have any eye squicks or anything, but basically I find it good to just pull down the bottom of the eyelid, prop up the other one, and just go straight in there. And the liquid of the contact lens and your eye will just, and then it will just pop right on. Now I have 2 yellow eyes. It's really weird. You can sort of slide them about, but they will go back onto there. They don't really slide around very much. I find them very comfortable, as long as just as long as you keep your hands clean when you do it. It is literally the first thing I do before I start putting on any makeup. I have sometimes like got started on makeup and then later been like, oh shit, I should have put my contact lenses in. And then maybe you've got like some dust on your hands or something, and that's when things will go wrong, when just little bits of powder and stuff will go in your eyes. Before I even put these on, I tend to give them a little bit of a shake, so if there is any sediment or anything, there shouldn't really be, because at the end of each event you should refresh your fluid, and I keep a little bottle of fluid in my makeup bag as well. So if I'm like, oh, I don't want to put my contact lenses there, it already looks like dusty and grimy and stuff, just pop it out, squeeze some more in, and off you go. But yes, my yellow eyes, I like them. These are the second yellow style of contact lens. Obviously, I refresh them every year. I buy a new set, throw the old ones away. And I buy the ones that last for a year, so I don't really have to think about it and buy new ones, etc. I used to have ones that had sort of like a little orange rim, which were way nice. I may go back to those at some point, but these are the most recent ones I found. They were quite cheap, and I can't remember how much, but very reasonable, especially since I'm going to use them for a year. Not just for Empire events, but also at any player events that I might go to. I don't do as many other live games as I once used to, but then as well, I was like, hey, I've discovered that contact lenses are an option. So I just have white eyes for this character, and I'll have green eyes for this character. So actually, it's quite good fun, but I would suggest that you try them out at home before you take them to the field, because what if you get there and it takes you a million years and you hurt your eyes and you just lose morale? You just got to get comfortable with them first. Sometimes when I put them in, not because I'm in pain or anything, but like just like I just start crying, and then I have to sit there for a while being like, just wait for the water to clear up before I carry on with things. But today I have not leaked on my face, so I can just carry on. Ah, yes, I said I was going to show some basics of tagelmust. There's pots over here. There are basically a couple of tagelmust techniques that I use, and it results in different things. Like I used to do other things, but I'll tell you about those later. There is one where generally it always starts by popping the thing over your head like this. Ooh. I just tend to leave quite a short one, but you can leave a longer one if you like. This one goes round under your chin. So I like to use this as the basis of my going to battle tagelmust, because the thing is that, oh, no, I should talk it through. The thing is that because it's under your chin, if you fall down, of course I've got horns and everything on my head as well, it all sort of stays on and doesn't just fly off, which did happen to me before I came up with these tagelmust techniques. Hi, Jamie! So I've popped this on my head. I take it under my chin. I just sort of pin it to the top of my head here by just going, ah, and then it's stuck there. I bring the cloth around the front and just round and round as far as it will go, and then just tuck it in wherever it naturally ends up. And then you can just scrunch and shape the things that are here. This is weird looking at the screen rather than the mirror. I'll put the mirror back in front of you in a moment. Ooh. I can't navigate tagelmust. Anyway, this is nice and easy. That goes under the chin. You can even free this bit if you like, so it can flow around, but I prefer to just keep it tucked in, and that bit just goes under your head. I'll try and maybe lighting. I think lighting is better this way. So that's just a basic nice little one, which you can just be like, hey, I'm a person who doesn't have horns. I'm just going to walk around the field and just be easy breezy like this. I like this one a lot. I think maybe that cloth was a little bit dark. So the other way you can do it is almost easier. In fact, I sometimes do this like when I get out of the shower. So again, you start by just plopping it. I'll move the camera down a little bit. Just plopping it over your head like this. Then around this side, you just give it a twist and lead it around the front of your head. And again, round and round she goes until such time as the cloth runs out. You just tuck it in, and again you can just sort of scrunch and shape whatever you like, and you've got this bit hanging here. I've done this one quite tightly. If you did things a little bit less tightly, then you could have a slightly more bouffant one. You've got this little gangly bit here, and you can, I made it a little bit short actually, but if it was longer, if I take it from the bottom, so under here, you could have a very fashionable brass coast mask. So fashionable. It would have to be a little bit longer, but you could tuck it underneath like that. Or just have it hanging here, or if you don't like hanging things, you can again give that a twist, bring it around the back and just scrunch it in. And that is just completely off your neck, and you can run around and do loosey-goosey things. So those are two ways that I tie tagelmusts. Obviously, for the Constanza tagelmust, it's a little bit different. Basically, I have to use a combination of these techniques and also incorporate some horns. So I will be doing that shortly. But hopefully that was helpful. Was that useful to you, Lou? Right, I'm going to move the mirror in front here again, so I can't see myself on the screen, but I can see myself in the mirror. And move the camera up a little bit because I've got closer. And I'm just going to do some things to my face to show you how I become Constanza. I put eye primer on my eyes because I have very greasy eyelids. And as soon as I do literally anything, any makeup that's on my face just creeps right into the creases of my eyes and disappears, and that's terrible. And even with what I do, to be honest, I do still have to sometimes touch it up, especially as Constanza is very blam, in your face, fabulous makeup. I do use like foundation and concealer and stuff, but not too much. I am lucky that I don't have particularly problematic skin. I've got a little spot here. I can have just got some concealer. I'll just dab it on. Of course, it's going to dry a little bit, so I'll just leave that stuff on. Although obviously my eyebrows are very dark. The thing is that once I apply Constanza makeup and like I find I have to bolden up my eyebrows still. So this is just a little propelling pencil. It's just brown, so just gonna run that across my eyebrows. It will all look a little bit weird and too bold until such time as I actually put giant Constanza horns and tagelmust on. So that I have emboldened the eyebrows. This is still wet. The eyes have dried. I tend to seal things with powder. I used to do like translucent powder, but I couldn't find any when I went to Poundland because I'm really stingy. But I found like some bronzing powder, and well, my skin is kind of bronzing color anyway, and also if it ends up being a bit metallic, oh well, I'm a Cambion, sue me. So I just dust that off. For any concealer type stuff, just pat it down, and if you use foundation, apply foundation. I again am massive cheap trash, and I just have this what is it, like fancy dress makeup. Really, I found it in a fancy dress shop. It happens to be the same color as my skin, and you can just lick it, dab it in there, and off we go. And now the small spot-like area is gone. I do sometimes just put things just over the rest of my skin, because once I start walking around in a field, I get all pink and stuff, and I want Constanza to be all fabulous and have an even tone on her face. But even so, as soon as I start dancing, I'm going to become pink and weird. I just become really sweaty as well when I start dancing. Right, now I've done the eye stuff, I will do some more eye stuff. So I've just got this coppery stuff, coppery metallic things. Literally, it comes out different every time I do it, because I just look at it and I'm like, what am I doing? Make it up as I go along. Seems to work out. Just put some darker coppery stuff on the outside and some lighter coppery stuff on the inside. And in fact, I tend to go like all the way up because it's actually quite subtle, and I'm going for the whole metallic thing. So that's quite nice. Also, actually, I just go even like closer into the nose here and a little bit under the eyes, because again, I'm going for the whole metallic-y thing. That's quite nice. Let's get some darkness in there, because I have to make Constanza's eyes look friggin' huge. People still seeing me? Is this interesting to you guys? Is it all okay? Nobody said anything since Vicky? Because if I'm talking into the void, I'd like to know about it. I've got this sort of dark thing, but I'm literally just going for black here. And just get that on there. Lots of black. Actually, the foamy brush is better. Gummy brush. It's a gummy brush. Oh shit, I didn't go all the way to the bottom of the sorry guys, I was stuck at the top of the comments and I haven't been reading these comments. Oh, I'll go back. I literally got stuck at where Jamie joined. Or eyes watering after you've done makeup. It's annoying, better done first. Exactly what I said, Mike. Oh, hi Stuart, hi. Oh, hi Sharon. And Matt, yay! Oh, look, there's lots of people here. I was like, oh, there's like 5 people here, but actually there's more. That I'm so glad that helped you out, Lou. I always look like a pinhead and lose my headgear in battle. Oh, I feel your pain, Sharon. Rusty, ooh, ready for singing later. Yes. I exaggerate said moments. Yes, hacky hair. I'm new to Lrp and not used to makeup. I wear little OC, but want to experiment more in game. Feeling inspired. Any tips on what not to do? Appreciated too. Tips. Primer is great. Actually, I also am. I'll move the mirror out of the way so I can see what my face looks like. Don't not use primer, but I did that for years though. But it depends on your face, really. It turns out I have a very greasy face, so primer actually keeps the makeup on my face rather than just going the moment I do anything even slightly exerting. I don't know what not to do. I've literally just worked out makeup over the course of my life. I don't think anyone ever really taught me, and also I use way less makeup than a lot of people. I don't tend to go for like full face foundation or anything like that. Like I said, I use my very trashy costume makeup, which and whatever works really. I was saying actually maybe it's just sturdier because it's like a literally face paint. You're talking into the voice, but it's oh. I like hearing the process and thinking as I've seen it take place many times. Quality of the makeup usually translates into not disintegrating into one's eyes. Cheap makeup flakes off and microparticles cause woes. It's true that I have higher quality makeup than I used to. I used to be like literally like Poundland. I still use a lot of Poundland stuff, but I do get things from the internet that are just a little bit more than £1. Not very expensive, but a little bit more. I've got this bronze eyeshadows by Technic thing, which has been my go-to thing for Constanza because, of course, she's so metal and brown and coppery and golden and stuff. So that's been really good. Primers. I literally just get eye primer. I know there's stuff for your face, but I don't really put very much on my face. I've got this Pro 10 eye primer, which is a Korean thing. I just get it from eBay. And more recently, I got also like Technic eyeshadow primer, which is the same brand as this. It's been okay. Initially, I was like, I'm not convinced, but I've kind of learned how to use it. But yeah, my bronzing powder, which I use to set everything, is Poundland. My extending pens, what do you call them? They're like Maybelline or something. I've rubbed off all of the markings on them, so I don't even know. But they're great. I think that I'll just put it against my face. You just twist it and it comes out, and then you don't have to sharpen anything. They're just the best. I love them. I'll move on. If I think of anything else, I'll let you know. Quality of makeup, blah blah. Facebook Live needs an auto scroll. It does need an auto scroll. I'm just gonna have to remember to keep going down because I was like, nobody's gonna. But people are here. I've been playing with Rago's Taggle whilst watching. Hey, I'm glad. You'll see in a moment because of course I have to incorporate horns and things. Basically, I also don't have very long tagelmusts. They're just cloths that I found in charity shops, so they're quite short. So the result that you see is actually achieved by tying about 3 tagelmusts on top of each other. So feel free to do that. It totally works out. I guess it's what stays on the field. Reese, yo. Yeah, so I will continue with these eyes and remember to actually look at the screen and scroll down as I go. But yeah, the eyes are taking shape. Cool. I've got my mirror in front of me. Just going to use my brown. No, this is the black one. This is the black one. Yes. To just embolden what I just did with all of that black. Because I appreciate this camera is a very good quality, so when I looked at myself on the screen it actually looked like really bold, but in reality when I'm looking in this mirror it's still a little bit it's still a little bit weak because the contrast is made more so on the camera. So you might think I'm doing things that are pointless, but to me they do not look like they are pointless. This pen is waterproof. It's quite good against water actually, but my main issue is grease. Because my eyelids are just really greasy. Everything disappears into them eventually. I also take this brown one and I'm going to go under a little bit, and it doesn't even have to be very close to the eye because I'm actually kind of going for a sort of like a wide-eyed look, because Constanza is quite an alert looking person, I like to think. Some people have told me, and I think a part of that is the yellow eyes, and a part of that is just the bearing, but also I put a little line underneath to just emphasize the openness of the eyes just a little bit on the outside. And a recent addition, I have this Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner. I haven't really gone in for liquid eyeliners before, but I found this recommended by somebody, and it's worked out really well for me in everyday life. So now I'm trying to incorporate it into my Constanza makeup stuff. The nice thing about this is that actually, oh, there's a little bit of fluff in the end. Just get that off there. The nice thing is that it dries into a sort of a crust and is just really resilient to the elements. So that is just going on the very rim of the eyes, and that allows me to just go outside of things and make these little cat eye type embellishments, and I think that has looked quite nice recently. You can just make them as big as you like. So I'm just thickening them a little bit. Getting in the general shape and then just thickening it out. Looks fairly even. I'm happy with that. Just gonna let that dry a little bit. But also, if you want like some extra color, I haven't taken this to the field yet, but I've been just playing around with a bit more colors recently. I got this really cool, look at this brass ghost stuff. Oh, bright colors, love it. I'm gonna do something maybe a little bit different. I've got this pink, sort of metallic pink. I'm just gonna, just touch that, just in the corners here. Just a little flourish of color, right up to the eyebrow. Because in the brass coast, more is more. Am I right? I'll just add a little bit of orange. I'm doing this all with the same brush because I'm trash. And it's all sort of in the same palette. Yeah, that's quite bold. Like it. Anyone who is interested, that is Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions. Very brass coast. There are other colours available, obviously. Now that I feel that my eyes have dried, I'm going to go back to the bronzing powder and just cover the whole thing, because that will just keep it there a little bit. It does add a sort of bronzy sheen on top, but the main thing I'm trying to do is make the makeup not escape, and I'm not fully done still, so there'll be even more of that in a bit. I'm going to scroll down. Not wrong. I'm not sure what I was not wrong about. Thank you. Gabby! Ooh, hello, I'm just doing my face. Some more iconic Constanza stuff, being the cambium marks that I have around my eyes. I used to once mix basically acrylic metallic paint with latex, like some like peachy skin latex, but the metallicness came through more, and I just made a little pot and I painted it on my face, and then you could just keep it on for a long time, but also it would just peel off, which is very nice. I tried various pencils, they didn't work, but more recently I'm basically using these lip creams. I have two. This is the better one, but I also have this one as well. I like this one better just because it's darker and you can see it more, and I still use it for my the majority of my lines. Hi Sally! I've got another one on order, like a completely different one. So it's just it's the thing for lips, but it works really well on the face. And I just literally put it on every day. In fact, it's actually quite hard to get off if you put it on parts of your face that aren't lips. So I tend to just do a line out from under here, straight down. Oh, it's already coming off. Straight down, under, and just make a little maze-like square here. And same on the other side, although one of these sides will inevitably be like concealed by various tagelmust things that will happen later, but I don't really know how that's going to go ever, because I also make that up as I go along. So I just try and make them fairly even on both sides, and by even, like, it's fine if I go outside the lines a little bit, because this stuff is meant to be like naturally exuding out of your face anyway, so it's not going to be completely perfect. Yeah, I'll just draw a little line between these ones. People have said things, I should scroll down. Gabby! Frankly, this is probably all that's going to be seen, but I do even more. So move my hair out the way. I take a little bit out here, draw a little line here, swoop down, little line here, swoop down, and like another one down here. Probably nobody will even see that, but in case they do, it's there. I also do like a little line here. That tends to, I don't know, I just like it. With the other one, which is like a lot paler, I don't actually like to do. There's not very much that I feel like I can do with it. It's very, very subtle. I put like a little dot up here. In the right light, you'll be able to see it. Maybe just above the eyebrow here. And I've just been recently just adding it to the insides of my eyes, because it is quite reflective, and if the light is right, it does look really nice. Also, just legit under the eyes. Who cares? I'm a Cambion. I can be as metal as I want. Heavy metal, dude. And put some little dots about. If you see it, that's nice. If you don't see it, it doesn't really matter. Just do a little line here, a little line here. Cool. I can move the mirror out of the way, see what I look like on screen. Ooh, yes. So the screen makes it look quite flat, but it is reflective. Trust me. Looking amazing already. Are the changeling markings like birthmarks? Well, these are Cambion ones, but yeah, I think they're kind of like birthmarks. They just because Cambions are very metallic. I think that these things just sort of secrete out of your skin and make the patterns. And I legit go with it actually is just metal, because like you've got metal on your horns, you're meant to have like metal on your nails. I haven't done my nails today because I'm just doing my face and stuff. But yeah, I do my nails sort of coppery goldy as well. And in universe, it's like, these are my actual nails. This is how they grow out of my body. There's just a lot of metal just coming out of me because it's the autumn realm, bruh. So yeah, that looks quite nice. When I first started Empire, I also like put some stuff around my jawline, and like it sort of like went down here. But I quickly found that that wasn't sustainable, simply because I just get kind of sweaty as I walk around, and like they rub off quicker, and also like sometimes you like, you know, I personally don't touch around here. I'm more of a nose, sort of like cheek, sort of around here toucher, but here I'm not going to touch here. Whereas I might, you know, touch here maybe, and it just didn't work. It came off really quickly. Also, I've started wearing sort of things that go around the neck more, and I don't want to stain things. Like sometimes when it's cold, like I'll just wear just a very nice scarf and just toss it around, and very nice. Also these days, pretty much non-stop, I wear these amazing Turkish vests. I'll just get up a little bit so you can see them. They're just my favorite thing. They're so nice. This one's brown. If you, I don't know if you can see from the lighting here, but I've got lots of different colors of them. I've got a green one. I've got a blue one. I've got a purple one. This is a brown one. I keep wanting to get a red one because Constanza is quite red, orange, yellowy. I just want a red one. But the colors, obviously, you can't always tell what they're like. But they come from Morocco Tribal, and I wear them for my dancing stuff as well. So they're just amazing. Also, you can just wear them over like a flappy thing, and it just gives stuff shape, or it just like pins underneath your bust. And at the back, turn around, I don't know if you can see, but it just laces up. This one still has its original black stuff, which obviously is not great for us coast, but I'll just get some non-black cord at some point, and that will look quite nice. Oh, they're so lovely. I just love Turkish vests. They're the best. They're so nice. So I put the stuff on my face, and again, I'm going to just bronzer dust over that. Just put the mirror in front of me. And again, that will just keep that in. And I just am very free and easy with this bronzer. But any other pressed powder is also good. Right, quite happy with that. Lips, just do your lips. I have all sorts of things that I've tried. I have like this matte pencil type thing, which lasts for a long time, but like is quite subtle. I also have this way cool like Mua looks thing, which you just like rub on your lips. I also just have normal lipsticks. I actually haven't mostly been a normal lipstick person, but more recently I have done, and I just find I still need to touch it up as I go around the field, because you do a lot of things with your mouth. For Constanza, I often just like wipe away some stuff from the corners a little bit, and if I can, just emphasize in the middle more, because I don't know, I just like the shape better. Here's the noir thing. It lasts for a really long time. It's pretty great. I also have, I stood up already. I also have like a purple version of this, and I know a friend who has like blue and black ones. Also, oh, they're great on other parts of your skin. So if you want to draw like lines on your face, which I do for ATS type things, sort of like these tribalish sort of markings, really great, will stay on your body for a long time, more so than on your lips, which is the case for most lip things, which is why I use a lip thing to draw my eyes. There we go, we got a sort of Constanza-like face, apart from like where I've made smudges and stuff, but well, that's just me being lame, isn't it? Good for that. And onwards with my trashy nature of doing makeup. Hey, just get the cheapest hairspray you can. And I literally just spray this on my face. If you have breathing problems, don't do this. But I don't, so I can get away with this stuff. But yeah, just close your eyes, get to your distance, and I'm just going to sit with my eyes closed a little bit. And hopefully not drop anything when I put this down while this dries, and that will seal your makeup. This is something that I started doing for dancing purposes, because like I said, start doing anything that makes me warm or sweaty, and I'm just a mess. And I need my makeup to not fall off me immediately, because sometimes I'm like dancing for like 20 minutes straight and I need to look fabulous that whole time. Also, while this is on your face, you can actually just reach over and push your eyelashes up a little bit, and that just sort of naturally curls them. I don't use any mascara because my just all of my features are already really dark and it's all fine. But a little bit of shape is nice. Just push them up a little bit, and that will just mold them in place. Yeah, I can open my eyes. And all of that is basically sealed. My lips feel a little bit sticky, but like they're gonna last for a long time. And yeah, like, ooh, it's my face. This is definitely Constanza face. We've made it. This is the Constanza face. I'm gonna scroll down and see if anyone said anything. Cheap hairspray is a tried and tested tactic. Saves your dragger face. Saves everyone's face. If you're drawing on your face, hairspray your face. But yeah, just hold your breath. Spray. Just stay still for a bit to be patient. So I've got Constanza face. Now we can move on to the elusive mystery that is what the fuck happens on Constanza's head. I'm just going to move some things out of the way. I'll move all these brushes and things. I just have a makeup bag that I take to Empire, and great. I'm glad to be done with like basically all this stuff that's over here. Cool. Out the way. All of it. Okay. So earlier I said that. Oh, hey. Earlier I said that it doesn't matter that my hair is a little bit greasy, and of course also I have now hairsprayed in my entire head, so you can't expect my hair to look nice or be any part of my costume. The reason being that I use fake hair for Constanza. I use a fake fringe. In earlier photos of me, you can maybe see like there's like some like a coppery fringe, and that was my real hair. And I had just like some hair mascara that I put some little coppery highlights in, because obviously I'm going for the whole coppery metallic thing, and that was fine. But in a field, just you get greasy, you get gross real fast, and you do a lot of things, and the hair just doesn't stand up to it at all. So I have basically moved on to having a fake fringe, which will always look nice. I will first, this is a bag where my tagelmust lives, or things to do with my tagelmust. I'm going to do this for you from scratch, but I will just quickly show you that in theory, this has happened before. This is the tagelmust. And it can be reused. It's possible. I have, if I get it the right way around, and I'm just going to do like a little trashy version of this. I'm going to take some bits of it off. You can just pop it straight on your head, which is great. And sometimes only like redo little bits of it, which is amazing. Here's the fringe. We'll deal with that in a moment. I'm just going to do a really quick and dirty demonstration to you. I mean, bits of it have come off and whatever. All right, I'll take this off right now. But in theory, you could salvage this into something that looks amazing. Like, this is kind of like trashy Constanza, like if she's been out all night doing pride drinks or something. And of course I don't have the fringe in, but and the horns are a bit sideways, but it's just salvageable, and that's been in a bag since I did like songs and stories. So you can reuse tagelmusts. I can reuse my tagelmust anyway, which is pretty magical. So I'm just gonna take some of these bits off, and we're gonna do this all from scratch, because I can't just keep reusing tagelmusts. I do have to retie it every once in a while. I'll move my mirror in front of me. But me doing this actually means that I can take off all the parts before I dismantle it and start from scratch. Because I pin a lot of stuff to this thing. There is no shame in being trash. Whatever works for you, basically. Okay, that's dismantled enough now. Take this off. Oh, there's also this shiny thing. Yeah, which I forgot about. Oh no. A bit of string has got caught in my pin. I'm not sure whether I can get it out. So I broke it instead. Oh well. It has been broken down into its component parts. I'm always impressed by the sheer amount of stuff in their head. Yeah, it's also like increased a lot over the years. It used to be a lot more subtle. I mean, not that I've ever been subtle, but yeah, it's crazy amounts. The thing is that in my head, Constanza like has long hair, and I even did like a Twilight Masquerade as a Briar, where Constanza was like, I give no fucks, I'm wild and free, I'm a Briar. And like I had like this wig of long hair, and I just had like things tied up in my hair. So canonically, Constanza has long hair, whereas the Vizarep Irina has short hair. So the idea is like to make it big and fluffy, because Constanza could have, like, say, plaited her hair and wrapped it up inside and contained all of that hair up inside the tagelmust. It's kind of amazing to see the amount of bits. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff down here, really. And I've broken the tagelmust down into its component parts. That pink thing that you saw on top, like, actually, it's really cool. I'll show it to you. It is a scarf, but it's actually like got armholes in. So you might have also seen me around just wearing this, and it just hangs nicely, is flappy. You can wear it the other way around if you fancy, but it's a bit pale blue for me, really. But I have done it. I've worn it that way around. I just prefer it the magenta way around. But recently I was just like, oh, I just fancy a different color on my head. And I looked through all my other cloths and they weren't really doing it for me. So I was like, this is a cloth. This will do. So I just tied my thing onto my head. That worked out. Oh, Constanza. Yeah, I tried to be like extra exuberant as Constanza. It was way fun. And yeah, I had the really large green contacts for that as well. Like larger than the actual normal part of your eye. Like I was a bit googly eyed, like green googly eyes. It was great. Like it wouldn't be Constanza if I didn't have googly eyes. Because you gotta get that intense stare. I don't think I will actually put this back on my head because it's been nice having it in the tagelmust, but I also like the option of being able to put it on my body. So I'll go back to this red thing, this orangey red thing, which you might have seen photos of me. Now, the main thing I do have to ask you guys, because there's a couple of ways that I do this now. Do you want to see like Battle Constanza, where I have the bit that goes under my chin and then it's all big up here? Or do you want Easy Breezy Constanza, where there's like a lot up here, but there's just like one bit coming down the side? So let me know which version of the tagelmust you would like, because it depends how I'll do it. It's not very much of a variation, but it does matter. Please give me your opinions. In the meantime, I will show you the horns that I'm working with. Battle tag. 1 vote for Battle Stanza. I've had a couple of different horns in my time. These were my first horns. They were given to me by my friends for my birthday, like just before we were going to start Empire, because a bunch of us were going to be Cambions, and yeah, they just all piled together and got me these. They used to be on like an Alice band, a metal Alice band, and I was with these horns for a long time. Too long, really, because the headband was too tight. It was just, before it was on your head, it was this shape. Like right in here, and these little curly bits. So when you put it on your head, it would just squeeze here or behind the ears, wherever you put it. Oh, it gave me such headaches. And I can't believe that I did that for years and was like, oh, why am I getting so many headaches when I go to Empire? It was the horns. I also lent them to Liam when he was Cambion Kuglo, and he wore it, and he also got a headache and was like, how do you put up with this? I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it. I moved to these horns after we went to the Day Realm and all of the Lrp stuff happened. And it was like, oh, if you want to up your lineage now, you can. So I was like, oh, great. Well, I'll take this opportunity to change my horns, thanks, because the other ones are killing me. And these are just... Actually, they didn't come with this headband. I put them on this headband. They were on a different thing. But this one, as you can see, isn't going to murder anyone. And I tied this cloth on top and made these little holes in it, so I could just see how it's been ages since I put this one on my head. Just pop that on my head. I've got the cloth on it here. Oh, it's difficult just looking at the screen doing this. But yeah, just tie this down. That covers it, and there'll be a tagelmust over this anyway. They're quite nice and large, but the thing is that they're hard plastic and they're hollow. So they're very light, and if anything touches them, if you're going through a tent or anything, they just immediately just pull you back or threaten to come off. They're not very rooted on your head. They used to be red because I think Liam bought them in a sale at some kind of fancy dress shop, and I was like, hey, can I paint them? And actually, I'm really proud of this paint job. It's very nice. I was very happy with how these look. but I discontinued these around the time that I had my knee operation, because I was aware that these were causing problems with me walking around and getting caught in things. And well, crouching down and kneeling down just became impossible after that, and I didn't want as much height up there as I did before. So I'm just going to put those aside. But I sent these back to Mandala, and I was like, guys, I can't handle the Alice band. Can you like remount them onto some leather? And this is what they did. Frankly, I didn't need this little nubbin in the bottom there. Literally nobody is going to see any of this setting. I tie everything around the horns. It didn't have to be like this much, but well, this is what I've got, and it's just got some elastic on the bottom, and I can just tie it to my head and not have a headache, which is marvelous. Oh, such a relief. Battle, easy battle. Shiny, it'll be shiny no matter what. I hear more calls for battle, so we're going to go with battle stanza. And just get some things out. My fringe, I can brush it. It is just dark brown, and it's quite dark, so I don't know if you can see. Oh yeah, you can. It's just got these two little clips on here, and I'm going to have to move my mirror up in here so I can see my own face. Oh, hey Jenny. About to start the tagelmusting. Oh, it's just a lot of shinies here. Alright, so now I can see my face. Step one, the fake fringe. I just clip it up here and then clip it in. This will eventually just lie across here, and you won't see any of my real hair at all, and it literally will not matter. Several days in, my little bit of hair that you can see will still look exactly the same and not greasy, and my real hair underneath can just get as greasy as it likes, and nobody needs to know the truth. That's great. I will just get a little clip like this and pin it to some real hair at the top up here. This will be a little bit unstable at first, but eventually it'll all get clipped in, and I'm going to have to hold my head at a funny angle. So if we are going for battle stanza, before I even put the horns on, I'm going to do a layer of tagelmust underneath. So I'm going to do it with this one. Just gonna pop it over the top here. Try and not disturb the fringe. And as I showed before, with the one that goes around your face, that will just go underneath your chin, clamp it to your head, and bring the rest of the cloth around and tuck in. This will look terrible initially because this is too short of a cloth. Ooh, in fact, it has come undone already. And my fringe, this is all part of the process where the fringe escapes. And sorry, I'm going to do it again. Ooh. I've got all these horns and stuff everywhere. Right. Right. Again, that's it. Underneath the chin. Just pin it to your head. Bring this all the way around. And tuck. So this is my base layer. Now I put the horns on. I've already tied it sort of to a length that I like, and I'm just popping them on. I might have to just move this a little bit. Right, so now the horns are just sort of sitting on top of this very basic under the chin style tagelmust that I've got here. Gonna take another cloth and I'm gonna do the easy breezy version of the tagelmust on top of this, because I've already got something that goes under my chin. I'm sorted for that part of stuff. So I'm gonna do this with the horns. Yes. Is this how I do it? I don't know. I literally work it out every single time. So I'm just going to go put it behind the horn and then in front of the horn here. Is that what I'm going to do? No, I changed my mind. The other way around. That's in front of the horn, behind the horn. And then just bring that round and round and round. Okie dokie, it's starting to take shape. So I have tied an easy breezy tagelmust on top of a under the chin tagelmust, like so. And that's pretty good. You can't see any stuff from on top. And basically after I've done this, this is enough shape for me. I put the really big blingy cloth on top. Big blingy cloth. And this one is just for show, basically. So this one I tend to, you don't have to do any of the structural stuff because you've already done that with this. I just bring it around the back. This bit will hang loose eventually, but that it's just gonna go round the front. And round and tuck it in when you can. And this has sort of ended up the yellow side up, but that's fine. If you tie it tighter, it's better. I've actually left it a little bit loose, but that's fine because you can just sort of scrunch it and turn it around and everything there. Now I'll just save my fringe from the mess that I've made and just brush it out here. And just do a very important step, which is these two clips, where I just pin my fringe the hell to my tagelmust, and that just locks it in where I don't have to think about my face anymore while I'm doing this stuff. So that just sweeps across under there. And I have just pinned the fringe to the tagelmust. I'm going to move the mirror out of the way so you can see how I look to you guys. And you can tuck this bit underneath, you can tuck this bit away, you can sort of tie them around each other. I've got some like exciting hair bits, so if you want to control them or keep them together, you can just like tie that up here, or just leave it loose. I mean, I've already put that there, so that'll be fine. So I've got an orange one underneath, which is looping under my chin. I've got the turquoisey one, which can't see very much of at all, but it's in exactly the same style as the orange one. I've got a little bit of it here. Still wanted to show. See a little bit under here. And that's just giving it a lot of shape. And also, if you look down from above, you can still see bits of it. And actually a little bit of leather is still showing, but you can just reach over and tuck it and fluff it up and ask your friends how that all looks up there and if it's terrible and if you should do something about it. But yeah, this is the general shape of it, which is quite floofy, and it's literally made up of one tagelmust underneath the horns, one tagelmust on top of the horns, and then just a cloth wrapped around it, which couldn't even pass for a tagelmust. It has no structural integrity whatsoever. It's just adding padding and shiny prettiness. But because it is under your chin, it will make you feel a bit more secure if you're doing high activity type things. And I can just headbang all day long like this, and it's fabulous and so nice. And you've got some pretty cloths here. It is the tagelmust. Now we pin pretty things to it. The first thing that I pin to it is flowers, because you may be looking at me and thinking like, oh, that looks nice, but it's not really Constanza yet, and that's because of the flowers. The flowers really beef it up. I think when I started playing Constanza, when I had the little bun-buns, if anyone remembers, it was a lot closer to the head. Oh, I had the bun-bun. Where I just had these little hair donuts, and I just made pretend hair with cloth. I had like a couple of flowers around my horns, but it wasn't very much. First of all, I am going to put some stuff around my horns just to pad it out a little bit. I've just got these little scrunchies which have little dangly things on them. I've got purple ones, brown ones. So I'm just going to put a couple on this side and just push them down to the bottom of the tagelmust, and that will help cover any like weird like leather gaps that you might have up here still. On this side I'm just gonna put one because some cool Navarre people were selling these little pretty flower things in the hub one time, and they had some like some brown ones and like some green ones, and it was fine, but they had a rainbow one, so of course I had to get one because it's so South Coast, and it's the perfect size to just go on my horn. And I have a fabulous horn, which people that are taller than me can appreciate, or anyone can see a little bit of it from the side. I think I really like it. I don't know if I'd get another one. Maybe I'd get another one. I don't know who those guys were anyway. So flowers. Yes, I started wearing the flowers actually after I experienced the Dornish Festival of Flowers, and I fully credit the Dornish egregore for just how fabulous she looks. She just has all these flowers over it, and I was like, oh my god, I could clip in like these little cloth flowers. Maybe that would be a nice little embellishment. I was just, yes, it started as a little embellishment, and then before I know it, I just have all these flowers all over me, and it just really buffs out the whole shape of the head. So I'm going to put a mirror here, and I'm going to clip some flowers to myself. I have some orange flowers, and I have these sort of fluffy red ones, which actually like used to be attached to some headbands, and they're also attached to some of these little pins, but also I have these hair, I'm repurposing them, and these red ones. And sometimes I just like put like one or two around one side, but usually I just do loads of them. If I were actually just going to battle, I might even just do this. because the more stuff I have hanging off, the more of an issue it is. Oh, my fringe is breaking loose a little bit, so we'll just reclip it. But I'll just do a red one, like a dark red one, and an orange one just behind it. And like I could put these here, or although you wouldn't see it, like I might cluster them more behind me as well, so that the flowers go all the way around. I'll put them around the front because I'm looking at you guys and I'm showing off and being fabulous. There we go. That's pretty Constanza. I've got a thing under here. I've got all these flowers bunched up here. I don't need even more flowers because they're great. I often just like tuck that, say, right in the middle at the back. Ooh. Or sometimes I ask someone to just pin a pretty brooch there because I'm conscious of being admired from all angles. So there, that's looking pretty good. The main other thing we have to consider is I've got this lovely thing. I can't remember what search terms I used to find this on the internet, but I got it from the internet. I think it's definitely some kind of coochie jewelry. So if you search for coochie, you might get it. But it's really cool. It's just got these sort of earring type things, and on these two bits around the side. This is well, actually, I bought it initially as my sort of head talisman for battle type things because I am a battle mage. I need to move things out of the way. And I'll put this in front so I can look at myself again. But since you've got the tagelmust on top of your head, it's just really easy to secure. Just put it up here, see where you want it to go, reach all the way up, and just stick it into the cloth. And again, bringing these ones around the side, and just stick it in the cloth. Now, I'm dragging little bits of cloth out of my tagelmust. I'll fix that later. And there, that is now hanging in the middle, which I just wear all the time now, not just for battle because it's just so pretty. And if I wanted it to go a little bit lower, that's also fine. I can just stick it into a different part of the tagelmust in there. It's a little bit lower now. These bits are a little bit more hanging. Oh, I really pulled a big string out there. Come on. Other things. Let's see, other things I can put in here. I stick earrings onto it. I've got this kind of earring. When I had a pair of these were some of my favorite earrings because they're just really long and really nice and really fancy. But I've only got one left, so I just pin it to my head now. And again, just stick it into the cloth and arrange it behind the flowers or folds or whatever that you like. I also have these ones which are like dangly with little leaves and butterflies. It's very nice. You don't have to be symmetrical when you're being freeborn, as long as you're being bling. That is all that matters. So it doesn't matter if it's a bit mix and match. I do have 2 of these, but I actually prefer to not use 2 of the same thing because it's just more fun this way. So that wasn't really a very good place to put it. I'll change them around. But if I will be around here, and this one I can even pin up higher because it's so long, and it will just hang there and be fabulous. I've also got these ones with these little, is that a shell? I'm not sure how you call them, but it's got jingly things and the tassel and stuff. I can just hang that from any old part that I want. Just stick it in, as long as it's not interfering with what you're doing. And just any number of pins and jangly things, just pin them on. If you want stuff around the back, ask a friend to do it. I also sometimes wear these just pinned to my Turkish vest, which are amazing. I pretty much always wear this on the tagelmust though, because we decided in the Freeborn National Assembly that this is our symbol, and a bunch of us have this, and if you put this on your head or your bag or anything, you can just show some priestly solidarity. Shout out to him, my fellow soutenir of the wheel, and it's sparkly and nice. So I'm not going to put like all of these pins on. In fact, I will put a lot of them back in here. But here are some sparkly things that I put on my head, and you can do more. I have done more. I do a lot more. It depends on the occasion. But here we go. And again, if I was going to battle, I probably wouldn't have like these dangly things. But the pins and stuff, there's no reason why I can't have them. This does limit my ability to headbang because all of these bits, they might fall off. But it's still extremely stable, and you can, if it's getting in the way, you can just sort of tuck that in close to your face. Yeah, I didn't initially have these things here so much, but I started putting them on because I read some stuff on the wiki about like a face framing jewelry, and I don't really have anything that would go down here. I'm framing my face with this anyway, but I do like having things just hanging down on either side. I think it's quite well with flowers. How many items have you lost from your tagelmust? I think the other version of this, because I did used to have 2 and I used to put both in my tagelmust, I have lost one of these, and I bought another pair, and I've lost both of the. I had 2 of these, and then I had to buy a whole new pair of those. No clips, none of this, no pins ever because they're just clipped in. But really, the main thing that happened is before I started doing my tagelmust like this, is I used to have my hair in the buns, and I guess I could get my. I can't really put things up on the screen for you, but I could get my phone. You've probably seen photos of me with bun buns. That was literally just pulled over the head, buns here, and it was a hat basically, and just in battle. I got run over by a line of Grendel, and I fell on my butt, and just my whole head just fell off. And there I was, just scooping it up and just hugging it close to me, being like, "Oh no, I'm dying! I'm gonna die, and I'm gonna die in indignity because all of my fabulous head stuff's come up." Luckily, someone came along and saved me. Obviously, I'm still here. But it was very embarrassing and very terrible, and I was like, I've got to go back into battle, and I want to go back into battle, but I don't even look like Constanza anymore, and I had to like very quickly whip something up, and it was terrible. And although this is like a lot more work, the fact is that it's actually going to stay on my head, so I'm not as worried about it anymore. I think I also lost like 1 flower ever. So it's actually surprisingly stable. It's mostly these dangly things that come off, especially these, these butterfly things. They're actually not very well put together. I'll show you my spare one. Ooh. Yeah, it's not focusing very well, but you can see that it's got that kind of hook thing. It doesn't actually connect very well. It really easily comes off. So sometimes I lose butterfly bits. I've lost that like about 3 times, but I found the butterfly again every single time. Apart from the one that I also lost. No problem, Sally. Happy to educate and show how I do the thing. And now we have a fancified Battle Constanza, and this thing around the neck is it gives you a bit of security. Actually, it's also quite warm. I'm feeling a bit warm now. And can move my mirror out of the way. Also, la la la. So yeah, I was going to sing for you guys. So we'll do some singing. It'll be great. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to close. I'm going to close this live stream and take a little drink and go to the loo, and then I'll come straight back and I will connect my nice microphone so you can hear my voice nicely, and then we'll do some sing-songs if people are up for some sing-songs still. There's 8 people here. You guys up for some singing? Oh, let's scroll down. Yeri always said Constanza was the most beautiful freeborn Cambion. Oh, Yeri was just so nice and supportive and lovely. I miss Yeri so much. So yes, gonna take a quick break and then I'll come back for singing with a proper microphone. Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you guys back shortly. Please sing. Yes. I'm glad someone is up for it. So short break and then resuming. Bye.